Hi, it's your old friend Weedy. Today on HempRock TV, it's HempRock Radio. Weird, huh? I know you're like, what's next, Weedy? Are you going to bring back 8-track tape players? But seriously, HempRock Radio can be heard on WVQC 95.7 FM. Low power to the people. Mondays, 1 p.m. till 2 p.m. Tuesdays, 1 p.m. till 3 p.m. This episode is one with Gatewood Galbraith and the Happy Hemptress talking politics. And Gatewood has an announcement. This one's from November 30th, 2010. Let's listen in.
Now, let me do a real quick refresh, and I will tell you what the number is now on the Teapot Party page and Facebook for Willie. Another couple of hundred already. It's 200 now. So as it is. I think we're almost to critical mass. I kind of thought we were in California with Prop 19.
Well, what happened there? And I've talked to people. As a matter of fact, I'm going out there Thursday.
Good.
There's a film called Hemptress Plant Seed.
We just mentioned that a few minutes ago.
World premiere Friday night.
Wonderful.
On Hollywood Boulevard. I'm going to be out there for that premiere. I'm going to dedicate it to Jack Hare. But
is Alex Whiteplume going to be there with you?
I don't know whether Alex is going to make it or not.
Well, I hope he does. But we just mentioned this film just before you called in, and about how Willie and Merle Haggard and yourself and Alex and others were in that film to teach people and to discuss the issues of hemp. Hempsters plant the seed.
It ought to do quite an education itself. People who see this film are going to be educated about what it's about.
Yeah.
But we need the weight of everybody. Everybody who hears your voice ought to be going out and telling their friends about it, and getting behind this issue.
Yeah.
It is the icon issue on freedom in America today.
Well, what do you think? Why do you think Prop 19 didn't work this time, and we weren't at critical mass?
Yes. Well, because the smokers didn't want it.
Yeah.
The people out in Humboldt County and Mendocino County, the people who have the current market, didn't want it because it removed it from their hands and put it into the hands of corporate America. And they just didn't want it. There are a lot of people who didn't want it to be taxed in any respect, wanted it to remain a free plant with no taxation whatsoever. But that isn't practical.
Yeah, I agree.
Under my view of things, everybody ought to be able to grow their own and not have to buy it if they don't want to. They want to grow their own. There's a lot of people who don't want to do that.
Right.
They just rather purchase it out of convenience or otherwise.
Yep.
And if they do that, the government has a right to put a tax on it.
Yeah.
So I think a moderate tax, if you don't want to grow your own, you want to buy it, a moderate tax, without turning it over to the big corporations, is in order.
Yeah.
I wrote a plan in 1976, Lynn, and, I left it into the hands on marijuana, how to legalize it. I left it in the hands of the people who put the market together. I didn't give it over to corporations, no corporate involvement whatsoever, no Friday night sales, no clearance sales, no golden arches, no advertising on it. I don't want them advertising encouraging everybody to smoke pot. That's not good to have people, just smoke pot unconsciously, just like cigarettes. You reach in your pocket and light it up because you don't have anything else to do. I want people to start thinking about it. I want people to think about, before I light up a joint, I'm going to alter my consciousness. Gee, what can I do? What kind of spiritualism can I get out of this? I don't want it pre-rolled. The reason for cigarettes, habitual and unconscious use, is that they're pre-rolled. Yeah. I don't want marijuana use to become habitual and unconscious. I want it to be a spiritual step. I want it to be an intellectual step that God has given you the ability to reach through this magical plant. And so, but this was the whole corporate view of things out there, as on this proposition was, and the marijuana smokers defeated it because of that.
Yeah.
If they'll tweak it, they'll get it right, and if they don't, Colorado looks like they may be the first state to do it.
That's right. Colorado's coming up behind them. Well, one thing I do want to point out, and I've pointed out for the listeners here, and I'm sure you're aware, there were those that were opposed to any taxation because the logic was that pharmaceuticals, when you get them at the pharmacy, aren't taxed. But that's only the pharmaceuticals that the prescription is written for. If you go buy a bottle of aspirin, Tylenol, or any other brand name or whatever, they are taxed at the cash register. So it's only by prescription that it's not And so that's where I agree with you. If somebody wants to go down for convenience, even if it is rolled, if you get 20 and it's so much for the pack, I have no issue with that tax. Now, I don't think it should be a sin tax because, as you know, sin tax is based on the facts that it has a detriment to society and a cost to society. Cigarettes, alcohol, has health consequences for society, and then we pay for it. But there is no side effects. There is no health consequences and no bad effects other than the law against it with cannabis. So it shouldn't even be a sin tax. I think it should just be a regular consumer tax, limited just like any other state tax. In the state of Kentucky or in the state of Ohio, averages 7% on your consumer products that you buy.
And plus, sin tax are always open to increase.
Exactly.
I don't want this to become just a consistently rising cost.
Exactly.
Based on the government's needs because they misspend the other money they get in.
Exactly. So yeah, I do think that there's I am against exuberant taxes, but I support reasonable tax, and that was the only point that I had against Prop 19 was that the part about that areas could put a tax on it is that there should have been a limit that it should not go over any other sales tax in the state, and that unless it's put to a vote by the people, which is what they have to do. Every time they want to raise your taxes, it goes on a vote. And listen, Gatewood, I know that you've got a lot of stuff to do, and we've got to move forward. So you know what we do. HempRock supports you, and we will be there. We will make sure that we get a lot of people out there getting the petitions and getting those signatures that you need for UND to get on the ballot.
Can I take another minute of your time, please?
Absolutely. You can.
As you know, our friend Jack Hare passed away.
Yes.
And I gave a eulogy at Jack's funeral. And I was wondering if I might give your listeners the eulogy that was given Jack.
By all means, please.
All right, okay. This is my view on Jack Hare. Jack Hare is a social and philosophical tsunami. The ripples from whose splash will forever grace the shores of human consciousness in every freedom-loving nation. He is a grand champion of we the people and the natural cycle. In our battle with the synthetic subversion which threatens the very concept of the sovereignty of each human individual. Jack's tireless efforts to eliminate the facts about cannabis have furnished freedom fighters everywhere with the tools of knowledge with which to resist the fascism of the corporate state as it seeks to subject everyone to its economic bottom line. Jack recognized that cannabis is indeed a gateway to existentialism which enlightens our existence and is the basis of our freedom of choice. He also recognized the miraculous powers of this herb for healing, and many sick and dying people have found comfort in its use after reading his wonderful manifesto, The Emperor Wears No Clothes. I am one of them. Jack Hare's grand spirit may have left his worn-out body, but he has entered into the hearts and minds of millions of us who will be forever grateful to have been educated by his commitment to the truth. God bless you, Jack Hare.
Absolutely. God bless Jack Hare. And Captain Ed Adair, his friend.
Yes, you bet you, dear.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And I encourage everybody to get on the website and get on my Facebook and join us in the revolution in Kentucky.
Absolutely. And give your telephone number out. There are folks, of course, that might need an attorney in Kentucky. Go ahead and give your telephone number out if you'd like.
In Lexington, 859-433-3567.
And very quickly, you have a new attorney in your office.
I do. Her name is Beth Moore, and she's joined in. My campaign has taken me away from the office a little more often, so I wanted somebody I could trust to cover some of my court appearances, and she has begun to practice law, learn very quickly, and she's an absolutely excellent attorney, and anybody who needs any help, give our office a call.
Absolutely, and she's in Northern Kentucky as well, so that works for Northern Kentucky as well. Well, Gatewood,
right.
I love you. We support you, and we will do everything we can. We will have you back on throughout the year, running up into that election in 2011. Again, if you want to join in, you can go to gatewood.com, get the petition printed off. If you can't, we can print it off for you. We can get it to you.
I'm going to give you the world's shortest political speech, dear. If I was going to lie to you, I'd already been elected governor.
That's absolutely correct. Absolutely. Well, hang on the line. I'm going to play a clip off of your website that people can go and listen. It's to promote your thing tomorrow, of course, and then you get to hear your ID that you did for us here. So hang on the line. We appreciate it, joining the show today, and we will be talking to you, and I believe Birdman will see you in the morning. And you have a great day, Gatewood. You hang on the line and listen.
Okay.
Hi. I'm Gatewood Galbraith, criminal law attorney and the last free man in America. You're listening to HempRock Radio on Radio Free Queen City, WVQC.org, WVQC-LP, Cincinnati 95.7 FM.